Counterpunch boxing news. Counterpunch boxing news.
Like he said.
Counterpunch boxing news.
Like he said.
Counterpunch boxing news.
Like he said.
Counterpunch boxing. Counterpunch boxing news.
Like he said.
Great. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Taville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Joe, the Juggernaut, Joyce. Joyce stated, "It wasn't like I was in too much trouble. I could have continued against Zhang." He goes on to say he's sure that he could have continued to trade punches with Zhang when their heavyweight title fight was stopped in the sixth round, April 15th. Okay, Joyce didn't protest the stoppage when the British referee Howard Foster halted the action, but he wanted their scheduled 12-round bout to proceed at Copper Box Arena in Joyce's hometown of London. Foster waived an in on advice and the advice of the British Boxing Board of Control doctor, who closely examined the swelling surrounding Joyce's eye. He said, "Apart from the very accurate straight left hands from Zhang that hit me, I was throwing more punches and landing more punches," Joyce said. "And I felt like it was starting to get to him as well as the rounds went on. It wasn't like I was in too much trouble. I mean, I could still see a bit out of my eye and I could have continued, but it was kind of out of my control." Okay. It looked a lot worse than it was. He said, "I started just thinking about retirement. A lot of people start saying I should be thinking about retirement. I'm like, it's only a bruised eye. It went down within a week. And I lived to fight another day. I'll be back for this title. It's all good." He said, "There's an AI scoring system video thing I watched where they counted the punches thrown and landed," Joyce said, "and I landed way more punches than him. But it was the telling ones that were the power shots from Zhang. He didn't throw as many punches, but the accurate ones landed. But yeah, it depends on what you're looking at, what the judges are looking at." Let me counterpunch. Reading this here, this was before the destruction of the first fight, I take it. Obviously. And I think that's Joyce's way to justify the fact that he could have continued. Now, he could have continued, yeah. But I think those doctors are there for a reason. It wasn't like he was pawing at it, though. I do understand his frustration. But see, knowing and reading what we just read based on what happened yesterday, none of that matters. You know why it didn't matter? Because nothing was wrong with Joe Joyce's face at all. The man didn't even have any remote swelling, I don't think. He might have had like a little red abrasion up here. But other than that, the punches landed right on his chinny chin, and he went down, bro. That wasn't on the side of his head. It was on his chinny chin. Okay? He didn't have the problems from the first fight. That's the irony. Everybody was worried about him getting hit too much, so that because even Zhili Zhang gave him a Jedi mind trick. He fooled him. He bamboozled him. He conned him. What did he do? He looked him face to face and pointed at that eye. When he pointed at that eye, I guess Joyce was thinking straight right. I'm sorry, it would be this eye then. So he was thinking straight left. So him thinking, because that straight left was on point. And that was the shot in the first fight that he was catching Joe Joyce with. He would wait to counter. Joe comes over with that slow right hook or that slow jab. Dude. And he would catch him every time. This case, Zhang caught him with a right. Now, I don't know if they were practicing that, more than likely. But it just shows you how heavy-handed Zhang is, man. Zhang caught him with that right, and he didn't see it. He never saw that right hook. That's what put him down. He didn't see the shot. And then he was bracing for impact. You could tell he was throwing himself, and he got caught with it. Boom! And that put him down. Bro, that's a massive shot. And I think Joe Joyce does, I think he does have, a lot left. But the question is, what level? I think maybe Joe needs to go back to some undercard fights, maybe fight on somebody's undercard, fight some guys. But Joe Joyce has taken out all the other guys there. You know, he could probably take out somebody up and coming, and that's a hard task because those guys are just as hungry, like an Anderson or Sanchez or somebody like that. Those guys will be difficult to beat based on their skill alone, their skill, their youth, their agility. You know what I mean? Joe Joyce would have to just bombard them with shots like he always does in hopes they break them down round after round. Because if they don't, and these guys are able to reenact what happened with Zhang, he's in trouble. But nonetheless, you guys tell me what you think of Joe Joyce stating that he could have continued. And what I say about that, the question you ask yourself is, because I'm thinking that this article is from recent, but he said I could have continued. We don't know what type of condition he was in. And I think if he got up on 9, a lot of referees do. They wave it off, just like they did Daniel Dubois. That's no difference. The only difference was Daniel Dubois was on a knee. And then he waited until the 9. He was up. He wasn't all out of it like Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce was knocked down, bro. He was on his face. So the ref, again, I think the ref should have stopped it then. Okay? I don't think he should have waited until he got up to wave it off. And I think if he made an effort to get up, off the ground, me being a ref, I would at least try to give him the benefit of the doubt. That's why I love referees like Tony Weeks. No, correction, not Tony Weeks, because he did some fuckboy shit recently. Guys like Jack Reese. Okay, Jack Reese will definitely want to know how you are, because he was the guy based on Tyson Fury getting up against Wilder when he was knocked flat on his back. He gave him the benefit of the doubt. And that just shows you what a referee can do to a fight. How a referee can dictate the sway, the narration, and everything regarding a fight when they make their own decisions. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Joe Joyce stating that he wasn't in serious trouble and he could have fought on. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!